do you mean there were warnings you weren't aware of? Because I know we were talking about it on the news. A lot of people were talking about the problems.
Karen Bass, she beat a guy by the name of Rick Caruso, who was a commercial real estate developer who built all sorts of big malls and different commercial real estate holdings in Los Angeles. His mall in the Palisades did not burn down in the fires a month or so ago because he had his own fire department there. But they chose not to go with him as mayor. They went with Karen Bass instead, who was not in town during the fires. But she is making the rounds right now to, I guess, further illustrate her general incompetence. Here she is with Elex Michaelson talking about why she was in Ghana. And was there any warning that the fire was coming? Other people seem to know, but, well, here she is.
The whole thing starts, there's the decision to go to Ghana, which I know you've said was a mistake now. But I just am curious on the thought process behind it. Right. Because we know that there was warnings about the weather before you went, and you still went. What was the thought process behind going to Ghana?
So let me just tell you a couple of things. First of all, when the White House called and asked me if I would represent the president, I said yes. It was going to be a very, very short trip, over a weekend and 2 business days. We need to look at everything about the preparation and all of that for the fires, because I think when we evaluate that, we will find that although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, although there were warnings, I think our preparation wasn't what it typically is.
But what do you mean there were warnings you weren't aware of? Because I know we were talking about it on the news. A lot of people were talking about the problems, warning that this was going to be a huge...
So when I talked about it with the fire chief, what she said is that we have warnings of Santa Ana winds a lot. But predicting this, and you saw, from the city, from the county, that level of preparation really didn't happen. So it didn't reach that level to me to say something terrible could happen and maybe you shouldn't have gone on the trip. But to me, I don't know. I mean, I think that that's one of the things we need to look at.
Lady, you gonna be kidding me. Not even one clap? Can I get one clap for that? Thank you. You gotta be kidding me? But you can see, this is an average woman who's not particularly good at her job, and the buck stops with nobody, and somehow she wasn't really aware of the Santa Ana winds. And Alex does a really nice job there saying, he's a local LA reporter. I've done his show many times. He's a local guy. So he's like, yeah, we were talking about it that weekend. But that's sort of just middle management incompetence. It's what we are seeing being uncovered right now with DOGE, that there are all of these people across all of the verticals in government that are not particularly good at their job, that are not particularly passionate at what they do, like Timothy Chalamet, that don't really deserve the salaries that they're getting. Hint, hint, Rachel Maddow, $25 million or anything else.